Welcome back to SmartWatch.
The FCC last week adopted a report and order to promote wireless infrastructure deployment, and PCIA CEO Jonathan Adelstein called it the Super Bowl of regulatory proceedings, which is to say that it was still super boring, but could have some big implications for mobile broadband networks.
The report and order eases restrictions around environmental and historic structures for wireless deployments. It will also hold state and local governments to a timetable for acting on eligible facilities modification requests.
So now I can get short order clearance to mount a cell phone antenna on the old clock tower in Town Square?
Well, something like that. The rules also exempt carriers from having to obtain separate environmental clearance for so-called temporary towers.
But local governments will maintain the authority to adopt and apply zoning, safety, and concealment requirements that meet the needs of their communities. So my clock tower DAS deployment has to be tastefully done?
Yeah, well, that's the gist of it.
Sweet. The FCC and its rulings just get more exciting by the day, and the fun doesn't stop there. The Commission is also conducting an official inquiry into how it can use a bunch of spectrum above 24 gigahertz for wireless deployments.
Now that would definitely be hitting a high note.
Yeah, the Commission wants to unlock millimeter wave spectrum above 24 gigahertz, but it will first look into specific technologies that could facilitate mobile use way up there, gather comments on the suitability of bands, and then finally examine both licensed and unlicensed use.
That's at least one of the things the FCC is eyeing to clear enough spectrum for 5G. But you know what the FCC needs to concern itself with going forward, Ben?
Butt dialing, Andrew. Yes. Perhaps the most pertinent item on the FCC's docket was Commissioner Michael O'Reilly's treatise addressing the scourge of butt-dialed 911 calls.
During recent visits to New York City and Anchorage call centers, O'Reilly surmised that 70% of 911 calls originated from mobile phones and that 50% of those calls were made by accident. He suggested that maybe a penalty fee would prevent people from unintentionally butt-dialing emergency services.
Oh hey Andrew, I think someone's calling in now. Let's see who it is.
Phone chats.
Oh man, it's Butt, accidentally calling us in the middle of our show. Come on, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was an accident.
This is what O'Reilly was talking about. He estimated you accidentally dial 911 84 million times a year. It's gotta stop.
I can't help it. I don't even have hands.
Well, figure it out, Butt.
That's all the time we have for today. Come back next week when we search for a way to stop butt-buying things with Apple Pay.